The philosophical discipline that studies and determines the methods of achieving correct knowledge in philosophy is called logic. Numerical sciences such as mathematics, physics and geometry are often used in logic. The most commonly used methods are induction and deduction. The principle of decisiveness and identity is one of the basic principles of logic. Some of the main works written about the science of logic can be listed as follows. 1. Asiruddin al-Abari, Logic. 2. Nicholas Roscher, History of Islamic Logic. 3. Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, The Science of Logic, Great Logic. 4. Elizaveta Litvinova, the founder of the science of logic, Aristotle. The first meaning is, each of the ways to follow to get the right information and the truth. Its second meaning is, consistency in thinking, the state of not contradicting oneself. Sample sentence. I stopped arguing with him because he didn't make sense with the sentences he had established. What is the definition of logic? All methods of achieving rational knowledge within the framework of certain paradigms and rules are called logic. One of the most basic principles in logic is identity. In the principle of identity, the rule an object is what it is, a phenomenon or a situation applies. For example, white is white. The proposition that white is non-white is erroneous. Therefore, in order to get the right information, the principle of identity must be followed. Another method is called the principle of non-contradiction. According to this principle, a thing cannot be both itself and its opposite. However, a concept or phenomenon cannot be expected to be two things at the same time. Logic is a branch of science that deals with the activities of the human mind and mind alone, expressing the conditions and rules for thinking correctly. It shows how to think and make a decision based on information obtained from reliable sources, and thus how to get to the truth. July. The basic principles of logical thinking are called the principles of reason. All mathematical and experimental sciences are based on these principles. General logic and practical logic based on experiments and observations, that is, methodology, also arise from these principles. There is no way to decipher events, to investigate the relations between them, without relying on them. To doubt the existence of these principles even for a moment means to doubt the possibility of thinking in all the sciences. The principles of reason are: 1. The principle of sameness, something is what it is. 2. The principle of non-contradiction, a thing cannot be both itself and someone else at the same time, or something can exist and disappear at the same time. 3. Causality, determinism, everything has a reason. These are the principles that allow us to distinguish primitive thinking from logical thinking. To distinguish